Okay, I did it again. But it's okay, this is normal. Everybody does it, right? Everybody buys every vintage snowmobile they see, don't they? I don't have an addiction. I'm just fine. All right, we're gonna give you a look at this SkiRoule. I just bought this thing and I'm in love with it. And you can see the puppies like it too. It's a pretty cool sled. Now, I've never owned a SkiRoule before, but I don't know. Let me tell you why I bought it, first of all. So, do I have a vintage sled addiction? Well, I don't know. Less than 3 days after we drug home that XX1400 skedaddler, Greg sends me a message to this on Facebook Marketplace for a couple $100. And I had told Greg, I'm not on Facebook, so I told Greg, get the guy's number. So I got the number, a deal was made, I laid down a deposit, and you know, today, Saturday, I went and got it. So it's pretty cool. I've been wanting a SkiRoule for a while. I think they look super cool. I think they're a great one-lunger. A little bit of a surprise to me. I knew this had a sock single in it, and not long after Greg sent me the marketplace listing, my buddy Andy sends me pictures and says, you got to get this. I think this has a 290 SS. Andy would be Mr. Storbeck in the comments down there. So turns out Andy's right. It does have a 290 SS. So we should probably take a look at this thing and keep talking about it. So I've always liked the lines of these SkiRoules. And some of you know, I'm friends with Jeff and Mark, the SkiRoule brothers. When you go to ERX for the Minnesota Midwest ride-in, and you see that pack of 15 SkiRoules running around, those are old friends I used to work with. And I've always admired their machines, and they're super cool, and you know, it just seems like a fun machine to have. Now this one was happenstance. I'd picked up a 340 SS sock single, thinking I wanted to put it in a SkiRoule to race. And Greg knew that, and when Greg spotted this, he let me know right away. And thank you very much, Greg. So Greg, as you know, feeds my vintage sled addiction, and I feed his. It's a mutual relationship there. But Greg found this thing, and I knew I needed it. I didn't even know what motor was in it. I was guessing it was just an SA290, but let's have a little peek. So when Andy told me it should be an SS, I'm like, you're kidding me. And sure enough, it is an SS, and although the recoil's missing, it does roll over. So we're going to have to do a compression check on that. So it's a cool looking sled. The gas tank, I'll probably take it out and check it over thoroughly, but right now it looks okay. I don't see any big problems with it. Looks like it's going to need a belt. No big deal. What else? Let's see. Oh, look it down here. You see these dimples? Can you see those? They actually drilled that secondary to balance it. This exhaust, Andy tells me that's probably a really good exhaust, and if they're getting 25 horse out of an SS290, that probably is a really good exhaust. Let's see what else. We got a tack and a speedo, 404 miles. Do you buy that? I guess it's possible. And look at the cool dealer sticker. Fun Time SkiRoule. SkiRoule and Brute in Le Sueur, Minnesota. Very cool. So the handlebars are cool. Let me flip it, close the hood and flip it up on its side quick, and we'll get a look at the undercarriage. All right, so the first thing that really stands out on the suspension on these is that it's a slide rail, and it's got this cool chrome coil-over shock on the back axle. I don't know how much travel it has. Not much, I'm guessing, but that's pretty cool. Looks like the swing arm goes basically back to the axle. Pretty cool. Slides, I'm sure they're brittle and ready to break. The wheels, as you can see, I'm going to have to replace the wheels. The wheels are gone. But the bigger deal is the drivers. These are junk. I will show you a line of debris on my trailer right now. this line of debris on my trailer. That material used to be the drive wheels for the SkiRoule. It's a good thing I'm friends with Rick Weaver. I know where to get these. So I knew the drivers would be junk. The rest of the track seems pretty decent. I mean, we'll pull it off and inspect it. Oh, look at, if you were wondering if the drivers were junk, what the heck? Okay, Junk, junk. But my buddy Rick Weaver makes those, so I'll get a set from Rick. I don't know, the track looks decent. I don't think I'm going to have to track swap this one. I think we're going to go with it unless we find something just egregious. The skis look pretty good. Obviously, we're going to put some carbides on it, and obviously we're going to replace these shocks. Oh, looky there. That looks like some welding might need to be done. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be welded there or not. Probably should be. So probably bang out the belly pan a little bit. She's had a hit. How about these old Minnesota registration stickers in the shape of the state? Super cool. Last registered in 1987. So she's been off the trails for a while. What do we got going on here? Doesn't look like the exhaust is sitting quite in the right spot. Seems like it should come out that hole. But that's a pretty good track, you know, for a 1972 or 73 sled. I'm not even sure what year it is. All right, well, let's check out this skid. No, she's really soft. I'm bottoming it out, but it's definitely not stuck. So she definitely could use some stiffer springs if I'm going to ride it. But otherwise, seems pretty decent. Should we check the compression on that motor? Sure. So as I look down the spark plug hole there's a lot of leaves and debris. So first things first, don't want any of that in the motor. Oh, that wasn't bad. And at least it wasn't mouse nest. All right. Little short plug, but it's a 14 millimeter. Wonder if it sparks. Let's turn this key switch on. And I get my old starter rope with a screwdriver to pull on. Let's see if we got spark or not. Couldn't see. Can't get a real good pull with this rope. Doesn't matter. If I got to clean the points, that's not a big deal. Let's go right to the compression round. All right. Try to get this so you guys can see it. And me. Let's see. Let's make sure the choke is open. Choke is open. I'm not going to be able to do much about the throttle, but let's see what we can do about compression. Trying not to bust up this shroud here, so I'm not going to get a great pull on it. Also, this pulley is gigantic, so you'd only get so many revolutions. All right. Oh, look at that. 90 on the first pull. Oh boy, we got a good motor. We're over 120 already. Second pull. Well, let's pull it a couple more times. Like 135. That's pretty healthy. Holy crap. 140. Good enough. We'll stop there. We know we got a healthy motor, and I'm expecting it's going to run. Maybe needs the points cleaned or something. Ooh, look at this. 300 badge. The other one's almost fallen off, but it's still on there. Those are pretty cool. We'll stick them back on. All right. So, given what a 290 SS is worth, well, let's just say that I paid less for the entire sled than the motor's worth. Much, much less. So I'm pretty happy with that. I couldn't be sure it had a 290 SS until I checked it, but it does. So I'm real happy. Should we see if it'll pop off and maybe make a fire? All right, so I don't know what to expect here. I don't know if it's gonna have spark or not. I couldn't see it. Spark plug's gross and dirty. Oof. More than enough fuel in there. But hey, let's just find out. Let's give it a pull and see if it coughs or not, and that'll tell me just how far into it I'm going. It should only be just cleaning the plugs though, even if it doesn't have spark. Or cleaning the points, I should say. It's like cleaning the plugs. All right. That did not sound like it had any spark. We'll give it another one just in case, but I suspect I gotta clean the points. And that plug is just nasty old fouled. Well, apparently we have spark. All right. All right. I'm absolutely thrilled. It's got a healthy 290 SS motor in it. I'm ecstatic. All I need to do is come up with the recoil, and those SOX recoils are real good, and they're easy to find. They usually outlast the engine. Wow, I'm a happy man. Well, there you have it. It's another one-lunger for the fleet. It's a relatively easy-looking project. The main thing is replacing the drivers, but whatever, I'll go through and do all the driveline bearings anyways. The motor, well, obviously I'm going to do crank seals on it because it's from like 1972 or 3 or something like that. But it does seem plausible, given the compression numbers, that it could be a legit 400-mile sled. 404.2 miles. Whew. So this thing's going to be a great one-lung racer. Remains to be seen whether it'll make the Wild Bill or not, just because I got so many other projects to do between now and then. Speaking of projects, you're all wondering what gets done when. I've decided the next one that's up is my Ultra. Really want to ride my Ultra this winter. Hopefully we get some snow, unlike last winter. After the Ultra, it's probably going to be that Articat. And then Lonnie had knee surgery, as you probably caught on an earlier video, so he's out of it. So his XC700 is just sitting. That may well be next summer's sled, just due to Lonnie's knee surgeries and his ability to ride and work on it and stuff. And he does want to work on it. He doesn't want to just sit there and watch me and Dennis and Brad build his sled for him. So anyways, I'm super happy. This is going to be a really fun sled. It's a super cool looking sled. Everything about it seems like it was ahead of its time. The only thing is it's got that really narrow ski track. So I think I'll get some ski spreaders on it. I think I'll give it some ski spreaders. But no, the puppies like it. They've been inspecting it. There's a tennis ball in there. That's what that little tussle was about. Farley dropped a tennis ball in the belly pan and Daisy got it out. So anyways, huge thanks to everybody that watched this far. Please hit subscribe. Trying to grow the channel. Could really use your help there. Super huge thanks to anybody that sent us a super thanks. Jeff Lewis. And everybody else that's a patron. I can't say enough to thank the patrons. You guys are the reason this channel keeps going, and especially through the off season. That's why I don't just shut it down for 3 months in the off season. I feel like I need to do something for the patrons. And who are the patrons? Well, obviously you can see their names up there on the screen. And the patrons give us a little donation each month over on Patreon, $5 or $10 a month. And in return, well, they get their names on the screen. And on the Patreon webpage or app, they get to watch all the videos early, and they get to watch them ad-free. So that's really cool. Really thank you, patrons. And so everybody else, well, there is that swap meet coming up first Saturday in December in Somerset, Wisconsin. If you're in the area and you want to meet me, that's a great place to go. I can't guarantee who else from the crew will be there. I know Tommy's not going to be there this year. I will try to get Dennis and Lonnie there, but their schedules are pretty busy on weekends. But I am guaranteeing that I will be at that. I think it's December 2nd, 7th. Probably, it's the first Saturday in December in Somerset, Wisconsin. If you go to vintagesleds.com and you look in the events, you can find the information on that swap meet. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. Another project for the project pile. Oh yeah, before I go, my buddy Jeff gave me this snow flap, at least 10 years ago, and I've just had it hanging on the wall of my shop. And, well, I know where it goes. Looks like it fits right there. Very cool.